Now, there's a big fight that's been announced. Sergey Kovalev will be defending his title against Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins. Yes, it's a mouth-watering fight. It's a fight that a lot of fight fans want to see. And I, for one, I'm sort of looking forward to this fight. I think Bernard Hopkins is a great fighter. Not a good fighter, but a great fighter. Old school, knows how to do everything about boxing. He can box going forward, he can box going back, he can go side to side. He's got all the tricks in the book. He knows he's one of the best defensive fighters and has never been knocked out. Has been knocked down but never been knocked out. And at 49 years old, or 50, this man defies the odds, the logic for boxing, and any person who's watching boxing will think, well, this guy's 50 years old and he's still at the top of his game, beating the young guns. He meets Sergey Kovalev, and for me, when I talked about Sergey Kovalev, I was trying to tell people about Sergey Kovalev before he fought Nathan Cleverly. People laughed at me and said to me, this Kovalev, he's nothing special. And I said to the people, look, this guy Kovalev is going to put Cleverly to sleep. And a lot of people thought I was joking. This Kovalev, he's just not a puncher. A lot of people think that Kovalev is just a guy just throws punches wildly. This guy has got atomic bombs in both hands. We're not talking about a guy who hits you with a punch and, you'll fall down, you'll get up, you'll recover, you'll get back in the fight. This guy, when he hits you, you stay hit. And for Bernard Hopkins, if you take the punching power away from Kovalev and you put the two guys in the ring, you'd say it's a no contest because Bernard Hopkins is by far the better fundamental fighter, better boxer. But now, Kovalev's equalizer takes away all that skill, because if Kovalev loves one of those bombs, I don't know whether Bernard's going to be able to absorb it at his age, and that sort of power. And that really that's what it comes down to. If Bernard Hopkins can absorb the power of Kovalev, can keep him missing and back him up and stop him from landing punches, heavy punches, he can win the fight, and he can win it via unanimous points decision. I don't think so. I think Sergey Kovalev shows in this fight, for me, why there's a difference between a puncher and a devastating puncher. And I think there's a difference. There's a huge difference. And I think Kovalev will end up being a legendary puncher. That's what I'm saying. Guys like Julius Jackson. He's going to hit you, boom, one shot and knock you out. Gerald McLennan. These guys, big punchers. And I think Kovalev belongs up there with them already. I mean, he's not knocking out bums. He knocked out Cleverly, who was, a fit, young, strong man, undefeated champion of the world. Regardless if he's paper champion, he did it. He stopped him, knocked him out clean. And he's fought a lot of guys around that rate. Let's be honest. Bernard Hopkins is the best fight he's going to have on his record by far. But if Kovalev wins this fight, what will people say? Will people say, will they give him the credit and say, you fought the best Bernard Hopkins? Will they say, you beat an over-the-hill Bernard Hopkins? What would they say? And if Kovalev's to lose, then people say, well, Kovalev, you got beat by a guy that's almost 50 years old. So, for Kovalev, it's a no-win situation. For Bernard Hopkins now, on his quest to become undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. And by the way, I actually think that Kovalev is the best light heavyweight in the world. I like Adonis Stevenson, but my problem with Adonis Stevenson is that I feel that he depends very heavily just on that left hand. When he fought Tony Bellew, he was relying specifically on that left hand, like he doesn't have a right hand. And I believe Kovalev, because of that punch power, it puts him on another category, because you're going to have something to hit Kovalev back with. And through Bernard's record of recent times, I'm not sure if Bernard's fought anybody who hits as hard as Kovalev. Don't talk about Kenny Pavlik for me, because Kenny Pavlik, from what I remembered, was never a light heavyweight. He was a super middleweight. And when he fought a light heavyweight, he looked sluggish, and he looked completely bamboozled. And Pavlik never was the fastest, had the fastest feet. And I don't think Pavlik was as big a puncher as Kovalev. De La Hoya, a middleweight. Trinidad, again, his best punches, his biggest punches, and his most effective work was at welterweight. So, you know, Dawson, not a big as puncher as Kovalev. And nor is Pascal a bigger punch than Kovalev. So, I'm going to give it to Kovalev. And I think for the first time in Hopkins' career, he gets stopped. I could be completely wrong about this. And I could have egg on my face because I admit, and you know, there's no wrong in admitting that Hopkins is a very, very good fighter. And like I said, if he can take away the punch power of Kovalev by movement and defensive movement, great. And not allowing Kovalev to set his feet and throw punches. But I fear somewhere in this fight, maybe not early on, but round 7 and 8 is where I think Kovalev is going to put the pressure on Mr. Hopkins and stop him. I really do think, though, that Kovalev will try and stop Hopkins early, just to make a mark and make a point. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out.